y'all doing out there? This is Pete over at SWR&C. We're at D.I.Y Auto School today. And I got a Volkswagen. I got a Volkswagen Beetle. Now, what we're going to do with this Beetle, we're going to transform this into a situation of a custom ride. When I say custom, it's going to be in between a HOODRIDE, which is basically a rat rod Volkswagen, and then, of course, a custom cow-look bug. And to do that, we're going to have to make several transitions and transformations to make this thing work. Now, I purchased this Volkswagen. You can go back into my videos on SWR&C channel, that's YouTube channel SWR&C, and see where I purchased it. But we are going to make some very, very, what you might call high-tech changes to our bug. This is a 1967, and to do that, we're going to have other parts. The videos that I'm going to show you on this particular Volkswagen are going to be do-it-yourself. That means you're going to be able to do this yourself, save yourself a lot of fucking money, and tell everybody to go fuck off because I can do it.
Welcome to D.I.Y Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
Now, you might be the viewer out there that's looking at this and saying, I don't have any experience. I don't have the experience to do that, my friend Pete, and I don't know how to do it, and I don't have all the tools that it takes to do it. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can do it. It's a situation that says, I'm going to do it, and my friend Pete's going to show me how to do it. It's called a do-it situation, and doing it right is going to get her done to do it right. So the main concerns of this Volkswagen here is that you see it's already lowered. It's already lowered due to the fact that we got Porsche wheels all the way on each corner here. You can see the Porsche wheels. These are little small fucking wheels and tires. And it also has, I believe the owner that I got it from, the previous owner, said it's got 2-inch drop spindles. I don't know for sure, but if it doesn't, we're going to put some on there. It's also got some type of hokey-pokey fucking disc brake system on it. I don't believe in disc brakes. I think the disc brakes on a Volkswagen are bullshit. They never end up working right. You waste your fucking money, and it's better to go ahead and just rebuild the brakes that the car came with, because the car was manufactured with those type of brakes, and that's the way the car is going to run the best, is with what came with the vehicle itself. So we're going to scrap all this bullshit out on the wheel situation here. We're going to take those off. We're going to go ahead and completely rebuild all the brakes on it, and putting it back to drum brakes. We're going to put the wide 5 pattern, bolt pattern back on here just like it was in 67, so we can use the original style Volkswagen wheels. We're going to go ahead, and if you notice, you can see how the tire is almost to the edge of sticking out. That's because this is a standard width front I-beam. I am going to take you through step-by-step procedure of how to narrow your front suspension, and it's going to be an easy, simple situation where all you need is minimal tools to do that with. We're going to go ahead and lower the rear end as well, because once we lower the front end, the rear end's going to stick up in the air like so many cow-look bugs that you see, and when we get done, it'll sit pretty much level like it's sitting right now, but it's going to be riding good. It's going to be a nice, comfortable ride. It's going to be a safe ride, and it's going to ride very, very nice, just like factory. We're also going to do some custom work to give it that lead sled world look. And when I say that, what we're going to do is, if you notice these fenders right here, this is a 67 bug, all right? But somebody has already installed the early model fenders 66 down. I was planning on doing that when I was interested in buying the car, but then when I got to the guy's house, I noticed that it already had the fenders changed out, which is good. But somebody took the turn signals off the top here and then welded that up. What we're going to do is we are going to go one step further, and on the front fenders right in this area right here, I am going to go ahead and French in some 1959 Cadillac taillights using an amber lens on the front, and that will be my park light and turn signal light for the front. And then on the back of the Bug, we're going to go ahead and completely remove the stock original tail light. We'll weld those holes up, and then right here on the edge of that fender where it starts to make the roll, we are going to install two 1959 Cadillac taillights. We're going to French those in on each side so it'll have 4 taillights. I'm going to show you how that's done, and it's really going to make it look awesome. One of a kind fucking car. And then as we proceed to build our little rat rod, hood ride, fucking custom lead sled Volkswagen, I am going to show you all of the custom tech tip tricks of what it's going to take to transform this Volkswagen Bug into a Bug that says that is one badass fucking ride. Because when you get involved in restoring a vehicle, the blood in your veins is running very, very quick and very fast, and you're very excited to get on it, close everything down, drop everything you're doing, and work on your car. I can't do that. I can't do that because I got a business to run. And the situation is that you want to customize it to your liking. There's a lot of Volkswagens out there that are completely fully restored, like my Maxwell Bug was, and I've done tons of those cars that way, and it's great. It's a great situation to have a brand new 1964 or whatever car your Bug is and be factory original. But then on the other hand, you always got that feeling in the back of your head and that saying that says, I want to be different. I want to do something different, and I want to stand out in the crowd. Well, this is a chance for you to watch this video set as we proceed. It's not even going to really be a video set. It's just going to be random videos of me taking you through the procedures of doing all kinds of custom stuff to your Volkswagen to make it look different. And what the real deal is, it's attention to detail that counts. And when I say that, it's the stuff that you really don't see with your eye, but you see with your mind. And what I'm saying is when you're looking at the vehicle and you're glancing by it, you really don't notice it, but your mind sees it to make it that unique, one-of-a-kind vehicle that says, wow, I'm going to remember that fucking car. So if we look behind me, what we're looking at another 1967 Volkswagen Beetle that I purchased. And the reason I purchased that Bug is for parts. That is the parts car that is going to take us to where we want to go to make our car what we want it to be. Now, before anybody says anything the wrong way, I want you to realize this is a junk car and is a non-restorable vehicle. Let's open the door and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Well, you can see right here that the door is rotted and rusted out. This door's no good. It's a piece of shit. But yeah, you can see right here that the rocker panels are rotted and rusted and the floor is completely shot. And it's basically just a parts car for the pieces that we're going to need to restore the Bug that we want. So you can see that buying a parts car at a very, very inexpensive price is going to save you a lot of money right off the bat. And when I say that, I'm talking about the front suspension that I need right here. We're going to use this whole beam. We're going to use all the brake assembly parts. We're going to use the gearbox, the steering box, and everything it takes. We got all the back brakes that we need for this right here. And we also got our rat rod hood ride wheels, and that's the 5-wide pattern. Now, these are the 67 wheels. These are not the 66 and down. So, you know, that makes it nice and vintage and classic as well. We got an extra transmission. In case our transmission is no good, we'll always have a spare. And it's just full of parts and goodies that are going to help us build this car. Like, here's a good example, for instance. On our little Volkswagen over there that you see hiding behind the Camaro, this just happens to be broke on it. So we'll take this frame and we'll be able to use that. I see that it's got some nice patina, rusted out speaker covers and dash covers there. We will probably go ahead and install those on our Bug. But do you see what I'm saying? The gas gauge. There's a situation right there. The gas gauge. It doesn't work in our little car over here, so we'll probably go ahead and clean this one up and use it. And just, you know, the domino effect is going to be there. So buying a parts car at a very, very reasonable price and having the parts needed is going to save you a lot of time and money right off the bat. Let's get this thing unloaded, because the first thing we're going to do is unload this parts car, and we are going to go ahead and get that front I-beam out. Once I get the I-beam out of the car, now for everybody that doesn't know what an I-beam is, this is the I-beam right here. This is your torsion I-beam. You got torsion rods that are running through it, and then upper and lowers. And then of course you got your shock tower in there and your control arms. I guess they would call those control arms where your ball joints are. This is a ball joint front end. This is not a kingpin front end. And kingpins were deleted out of the Volkswagen system, I believe, in 1965 was the last kingpin front end. And then in 66, they went to ball joint front ends. I think that's what it is. If it's not, well, you know, fuck you. Maybe it's 67, but whatever the case is, this is a late model ball joint front end. This is not a Super Beetle. All right, this is a standard Bug front suspension package. We're going to remove all this out of the Bug, and once I get it back from the sandblasters, we will go through the procedure of our very first video on this project of how to narrow our front I-beam, and then adding our 2.5-inch drop spindles. I might not put the adjusters in there. I might go ahead and leave that stock original, because 2.5-inch drop is pretty fucking good. And I believe that we're going to try to keep this as stock as possible on the front end, because when you have the stock suspension, it rides very smooth. But when you have the adjusters installed and you start adjusting all that shit, what happens is the ride gets stiffer and stiffer on you, and now you're starting to ride it like, you know, you're riding on a rock. So make sure that you watch all the upcoming videos right here on DIY Auto School of how to transform your vintage classic Volkswagen into the car of your dreams, you might say, and to learn all the tech tips and inside hints, helpful hints at that, of how to do it and to do it right. We're going to be using minimal tools. We're going to be using minimal experience, and I'm going to take you through the easiest possible way of how to transform your Volkswagen into a custom lead sled, drop down, bad boy motherfucker that we are going to make this car into. We'll see you later. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, over here at DIY Auto School, and make sure you stay tuned.